Hello friends, today is January 29th, 2026. Let's talk about all the recent video game news from the perspective of an industry insider. Let's start with the world of Runeterra. It's been a while since we've heard any news about an upcoming MMO RPG from Riot Games. But recently the company hired a former lead producer from the World of Warcraft to finally make the game a reality. According to a post on X, Raymond Bartos, who left Blizzard last month after working for 3 years at the company, decided to join Riot Games as a senior game producer. The developer specifically shared the company's commitment toward their values, kindness, and respect. Of course, he is deeply grateful for the opportunity to join such an inspiring group of people and can't wait to get started. For all the fans who are still waiting for this project, this is actually one of the first positive signs that we've seen in quite some time. Ever since the original announcement in 2020, we either heard bad news or nothing at all. Like the announcement back in 2024 that the game is being completely reset. And while hiring an experienced MMO producer is a big deal, the progress is minimal. From our perspectives, of course. With this lack of information and certainty in this project, this hiring can meaningfully impact the level of worry I have for this highly anticipated game. And I'm sure you feel the same way to a degree. MMO projects are very hard to make, and even harder to make profitable. Of course, Riot Games has money to burn, but this is a big gamble even for them. Hopefully the project will not become yet another silent ghost that quote-unquote still happening, but will never actually be released. What do you think? Are you still waiting for this big MMO? Moving on to the newest addition to the extraction shooter genre from Bungie. Marathon finally has an official release date, March 5th, 2026. Bungie has finally confirmed it with a social media post on X and a brand new launch trailer after all those rounds of playtests. This is the first big IP from Bungie in years since the release of Destiny, and it looks like it marks the end of this series with the transition to a new niche. Hopefully after the original reveal in 2023 and so many changes, the game will manage to live up to the massive expectations everybody has for it. With that said, some people are still skeptical about it after all the backlash the game faced during the last few years. We had AI controversies, gameplay criticism, and a big risk of negative community sentiment if Marathon underperforms. While Destiny 2 was a cut-and-dry case of just improving on a foundation the previous game set for it, this one is something new. And even with a reputation for being a developer who knows how to make a good multiplayer shooter, the future of this game is quite uncertain. It will take Bungie a lot more to make this game a success, even with a relatively low price point, especially since the extraction shooter market is becoming increasingly more crowded. What do you think? Are you looking forward to playing Marathon? Now, let's talk about more leaks. Remember we talked about ZeniMax founder resigning over Project Blackbird's shutdown? A 2-minute footage recently surfaced on X that shows what this game could have looked like. The footage was first leaked by an X user some time ago. It's nothing fancy, but it showcases a cyberpunk-like city, districts, and characters that would have been part of this sci-fi MMORPG that will never happen. And according to Insider Gaming, the sources familiar with the project shared that the game was targeting a 2028 release year. Also, the project had a presentation with Microsoft gaming executives just months prior to the cancellation, and they were quote-unquote amazed, but still decided to shut it down. While the footage does not show anything related to the gameplay, the story, or any of the mechanics, it looks quite impressive. And with Microsoft still refusing to share the real reason behind the project's cancellation, it looks like we'll just have to keep wondering about what could have been, I guess. Also, quick thing, if you don't know who I am, my name is Alex, I'm a game producer, and I'm here to help you get caught up on everything that's going on in the video game industry. Next up, let's talk about a sweet story about GTA 6. While this story hasn't been officially confirmed by Rockstar, if it is true, it's probably the most heartwarming thing I've ever heard during the last few years. The whole thing started when a Ubisoft Toronto employee reached out to Rockstar Games on behalf of his family member diagnosed with a terminal form of cancer. He reached out to Rockstar to grant this family member one wish: to experience GTA 6. The post got a lot of traction and even reached the level of the CEO of Take-Two Interactive. After some time, he posted that the company got in contact with him and that there was some quote-unquote great news. He couldn't share any more information, but shortly after that he said only this: "That's all I can say, but thank you, from the bottom of my heart." And while this is not an official confirmation of anything, it looks like they got their wish. And I think it's very sweet. While some people can say that this is all just a big PR stunt, I say it doesn't really matter. I think it is an incredible gesture that the company could have easily ignored, and as long as the person who really wanted to play this game got it, anything else is unimportant. A lot of companies actually have their own Make-A-Wish programs or participate in the official foundation. With video games being a big part of people's lives, I think more companies from our beloved industry should participate in activities like this. Meanwhile, Ubisoft is at the center of court proceedings again. Mark Alexis Coutier, and I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly, who was a big Assassin's Creed boss and who was allegedly asked to leave Ubisoft after the big deal with Tencent, is now suing Ubisoft for $1.3 million. According to a report from CBC Radio Canada, the former VP and executive producer filed a suit with the Superior Court of Quebec, claiming moral damages. The interesting part is what actually led to all this. If the report is to be believed, after a deal with Tencent, the company decided not to offer him a position of quote-unquote head of the franchise, even though they were looking for a person to fill this role. Instead, they offered him an abstract position of leading a quote-unquote creative house, which after lengthy negotiations was declined, and VP demanded severance. In response, Ubisoft reportedly told him not to show up for work, and the next day sent out an email saying Mark left the position voluntarily to explore quote-unquote new opportunities. The suit is yet to be resolved, but it doesn't look like Ubisoft is in the right on this one. And I bet it's great to be a lawyer at this company. You can never run out of work these days. Switching gears to Hytale, if you were wondering how it's doing, it looks like it's doing great. According to the founder of Hypixel, after finally releasing the game in early access, the game is doing well and he has no regrets about saving it, even though it was quite quote-unquote challenging journey. And he shared the following sentiment on X: "Thank you everyone for the amazing support, and a big thank you for the rebuilt Hytale team for trusting me to get this to the finish line in just a few months. I haven't been involved with Hytale development for many years, and coming back was a big unknown and risk for me and my family. I fully trusted the people and it just worked. Amazing team, every single one made a big difference." And if the player count aggregators are to be believed, the game managed to attract more than 1.5 million players during the first weeks, with more than 300,000 daily active users. To put things in perspective, that's more than twice the number of people who are playing Arc Raiders on Steam. Not bad. Not bad at all, I say. Meanwhile, in the world of video game adaptations, we have another development. In case you missed it, Ryan Hurst, who is known for his role as Oppie Winston in Sons of Anarchy and the voice behind Thor in Ragnarok, was selected to play Kratos in the upcoming TV show from Amazon, which he celebrated in a small Instagram post, saying that he used to play as him and now he gets to be him, and how grateful he is to pick up an axe and honored by the fans who made this story legendary. Personally, I think it's a great choice. Physical appearance aside, since the actor is a fan of the source material and played the games, it gives fans even more hope that the adaptation will be a good one. And with the series already being renewed for the second season before even filming began, sounds like Amazon really believes it could be yet another smashing hit like Fallout. What do you think about this casting choice? And that's all I have for you today, friends. As usual, if you want to know more, all links are in the description. And of course, clicking the like button helps this channel, helps me, and brings you more and more interesting news each week. Subscribe if you're new, as I put out new videos every week. Thank you for making it this far. Have a great rest of the day, and that's Alex signing off for now. Cheers!